If you're looking for a beauty line that not only supports women but young girls as well, please check out Keisha Elise Cosmetics. The website is www.kecosmetics.com.
Baby, you're my cocaine. She got me feeling like a dolphin. I'm addicted to a black queen, baby, you're my cocaine. She got me feeling like a dolphin.
Welcome back to Love Life After. I am Christelle, and just to remind y'all, this is season 5 of Love Life After, and Brittany is taking a little break right now, so today I have my friend Keisha with us, and I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself.
Hi guys, I am Keisha Elise. Thank you guys so much for having me on this podcast today. I'm super excited to discuss some really interesting topics with you all, and for you guys to get to know a little bit more about me.
Awesome. So recently, Keisha attended this brunch that originally started, it was presented by Love Life After, which we started this last month. Mm-hmm. And I was like just so blown away by how everyone on there, everyone that came to the event were like so excited and just so happy that, you know, there was something that women could like, you know, just come together and enjoy each other's company and just women's empowerment. So Keisha had reached out and said that she wanted to be involved more. So we are gonna like pretty much like have such great content. Not necessarily, but just, you know, plan some great event for women in the area. So stay tuned for that too as well. Normally how this run, I don't know if you know, but Love Life After, for the people that already, because Keisha's never been on, this is her first
time. Yep.
So, Love Life After, I was trying to explain it to her. So pretty much love, life, and after. So in love, we talk about anything that has to do with, you know, love, relationship, mm-hmm. romance, and so on. And then for the, the life, just anything from lifestyle, travel, good eats, fashion, hair cares, you know, anything that's like related to life. Mm-hmm. And then of course with the after segment, we talk about, you know, any advice that anybody has for anybody regarding, you know, what the topics that we talked about. And we are going to still try our best to incorporate Black History Month for, you know, for the rest of the season of this podcast.
Okay.
So if you have any, you know, anybody that you want to uplift or acknowledge or anything like that, just make sure that you know, bring it up. Since you will be a regular co-host. That's what she said, y'all. Okay. So, topics, right? Okay, so we were just gonna talk about just a little open question, just to like get to know you a little better, because this is your first time here. So just pretty much, do you remember the first novel you ever read?
It was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
I've never heard of that.
By Judy Blume.
Okay,
and
I do know about Judy
and
Blume.
It's about a young girl who's just going through like adolescence and like you know, different friendships and like learning who her friends are and who are not her friends, mm-hmm. and all that. I learned a lot of good life lessons. So
okay. Oh, another thing. Okay, let me tell y'all what I love about Keisha. Keisha is loud. Keisha is...
I'm a straight talk,
she's
no
a straight,
chaser.
right,
no.
And then she don't sugarcoat nothing. That's another thing that kind of like made me, you know, love her, because I was told that I don't know how to hold water, or, well, not necessarily hold water, but I can't sugarcoat things. Mm-hmm. I'm blunt. And mm-hmm. Keisha is very blunt, and that's one of the things I love about her.
It's the New Yorker in me. Yeah.
So yeah, with that, like, what is one thing about your favorite thing or your favorite personality that people like about you?
I think I'm very personable. I feel like I've been through a lot and I've seen a lot, so I feel like I'm very relatable to a lot of people, especially women, young mothers that I've come in contact with. So I would say I'm personable. I like to think that I'm funny too, but not always on purpose, but just because.
I mean, there's some people that may think that you just like come off like a little standoffish.
Yeah.
I guess like a lot of people that don't know you, they're like, oh, I wonder if she's such and such until like they meet you.
Yeah.
Because people came to me, they was like, oh, I really like that girl from the brunch. Oh, I really like that girl. I didn't think, but I love her personality. And I was like, well, that's good.
Well, that's nice.
She said, when you got up and started saying, well, let me get up and introduce my business.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was funny. But she said she really liked, that about you. So just to put that out there.
Oh, that was sweet. I think I think when I was growing up, I always kind of had that stigma kind of stuck to me that I could be stuck up or standoffish, I guess. I've gotten that a lot. And so people really get to know me.
Right. Yeah. You do have like this weird, not like weird, but like a weird vibe.
Use your words correctly, Crystal. No, I'm just kidding.
A vibe to you. So if people, like, until you get to, when we first met, it was like,
yeah, instant. We connected instantly. And I think I'm very, I go for people's vibes. So I feel like if somebody's giving me a bad vibe, then I'm going to be kind of skeptical about how I'm dealing with them or interacting with them 9 times out of 10. I'm a pretty good judge of character.
Right.
I think you can attest to that. No.
Yeah.
So
I can.
Yeah, I think for me, I think I've always kind of had that stigma. I think because I carry myself a certain way, and I think it can come off, to certain people like, oh, she's stuck up, or oh, I don't like her, And I had girls in school who didn't like me, but I honestly didn't care about it. I still don't. So.
I mean, that's the one thing, too, like, I do like about you, because I honestly don't care what people think about me until this day. Like, whatever. It's not like...
People are going to feel how they want to feel about you regardless.
Right.
People come up with their own judgments about you and who they think that you are. And so, it's not necessarily up to you to change their, idea of who they think you are. It's up to people to kind of figure out, and get to know you. And if they don't want to get to know you and they want to make the assumption, then so be it. Like,
right.
That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Right. Amen to that. That's how I am too right now, especially now. Because it's like, I just feel like everyone has different opinion about things, and they should keep it. Keep your opinion. I'm never, upset with anybody of what
they think.
They think, right? So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, anyway, so do you have any questions for me, like, before we get started?
No, it seems pretty self-explanatory. I'm just gonna flow with you and
So yeah, I'm gonna, of course, like I said, this is Keisha's very first time here, and she is going to be coming on regularly as a co-host. So we're just gonna get to know her a little better, okay, guys? So, Keisha, tell me about your love life. Like, tell me about your love life, because I know you have a lot going on right now. And I want to hear all the teas.
I think so. As far as my love life, I'm in a relationship with the father of my children, and I have a blended family, and I really enjoy it. I think blended families is something that you have to kind of choose to do because it's not meant for everybody. Me and my kid's father definitely have a background behind that, but that's going to take a lot longer than 30 minutes to go through. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm in a good space. I'm not married yet, but I'm very content.
Do you want to be married?
Yeah, eventually, when the time is right, we'll get married. But, we've known each other for so long that it just feels, like marriage already. So we just haven't had the wedding yet. So.
Right. So, yeah, like, how is it? Like, because I know you guys been, I know you for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I know I know some of the backstory of how, y'all ended up where you are now. But how is that, just like coming back from not being together for so long, into like now?
Well, I think me and Chris, who is the father of my child, boyfriend, lover of my life.
Your children's?
Yeah, children, children.
Right.
I think we've always had a really good understanding of each other, and we were always naturally very compatible. So even when we weren't together, we were still friends. When we first met each other, we were friends, and I think that's kind of, I don't want to say think. I know that's what's kind of made our relationship really, really work. But I think when you have that many years and you've been through some bad things with that person, and then you can come back and kind of be in a mature state, it doesn't happen for everybody. Our story is very different, and it wasn't something that I was expecting to happen. It just kind of flowed in that way, and it was very organic. And I
think friendship is important. Like when you have a friendship with somebody, it's hard to leave that friendship behind.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to be friends with the person that whoever you decide that you're going to be with, right? Because there's going to be times that, love is not going to be the end all be all.
Nope.
So, that for me, it was important that we had that, and that we just had a good understanding of each other. I've been through my share of bad relationships, and so for me, us getting back together was a choice that we both made, and it was risky. I'm just gonna be honest, it was risky for me because we had been through some very bad times, and I wasn't sure if he was really going to be the man that
you wanted to be with.
I wanted him to be.
Yeah. I mean, for so long, I don't think you knew. Like,
no, I mean, I think so. The thing is like, I've always kind of said, and me and Chris have kind of joked about it, but I've always kind of said, like, if he got his stuff together, I would want to be with him because I felt like he was my soulmate. Like, and I mean, I said it kind of jokingly, but that's how I really, really felt.
I remember you saying that.
So for us to be back together now, I mean, nobody kind of saw it coming. They were like, wait, what? You gonna do what? And then we ended up having another child together. So, it was
I was
people's
surprised.
mind. I know everybody was surprised. It was like, wait, what? You did what now? Wait, so y'all have a 12-year-old, but y'all get ready to have wait, hold on. Back up. So, I mean, I have an interesting story. I probably should write a book, but...
Right, but I mean, it was meant to be. And then, of course, with that, like, because while y'all were separating all those years, he had other family, and then you have your own family.
I have another son. I have a son, Ryan, who, by a previous relationship.
Right.
And so, I mean, we have... with us being separated for as long as we were, he had other children. I had another child, and
and then now you're back.
We're back.
So how many kids do y'all have? I was gonna ask.
We have 6 combined altogether.
Okay.
Yes. No. Sorry.
Is it 6?
Wait, no,
because you have 3.
I have 3. We have 3 together. Sorry.
And then he had 3?
Yes, and he has 3.
So
no,
that's
6.
6.
No, it's 6. Sorry, it's the numbers for me. Yeah.
That
gets me confused.
So how does that, like, having all of them in a house? I mean,
I grew up in, I'm the oldest of 6. So I think for me, I don't know, psychologically, it doesn't bother me. Like maybe the next woman would be bothered because...
The next woman?
Yeah, maybe the next woman that may have not had kids, didn't have kids and tried to combine with somebody. It's harder to date someone who doesn't have any kids at this age.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and doesn't have an understanding of what that sacrifice kind of looks like. I mean, I had a boyfriend before that that didn't have any kids and dated him for a year and things didn't work out. So, I think it's nothing against that person that doesn't have children, but I think when you're in your 30s and stuff like that and you do have kids, multiple kids, like, it's just more beneficial to be in a relationship with somebody that does have kids. That also comes with other things as well, You're talking about past relationships coming into the relationship. And if you don't have a strong foundation, that could make or break a relationship depending on how long you've known a person. Like, I don't know if me and Chris could have come together and not known each other and blended together, but we know each other. We have children together, so the dynamic is different, right?
Yeah.
Compared to if we didn't have any kids together and we came together and then there were 6.
Right.
That's a completely different type of
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you could. I don't know if I could do it. But I grew up in a large family too myself. So I know how that dynamic is.
Yeah. So,
but like in my small with husband, kids, and I have 3 now. So it's just like I don't know if I could do more than what I already have.
Yeah. And that's why I said blending is not for the weak. No,
it's not. It's really not,
because you're not just dealing with the kids. You're dealing with the past significant others that are involved in the equation too. Some are civil, some are not.
Right.
So depending on what type of dynamic you're in, your life does shift, it does change, and there are a lot of there's just a lot of things that come with that. When they're not. Yeah, biologically your kids. Right.
And Brittany's best friend, she has a blog called Blendable Bunch.
Oh, okay.
So you should check that out. She, shares some good stuff because she has a blended family too.
Oh, okay.
So so you should definitely check that out. So we're gonna end on that note, and I'm gonna ask you about your business. I know you have a business.
Yes.
So, before that, I want you to tell us what you was doing before you start your business.
So, my background is in education. I will always say I'm an educator because I am. I taught for about 5 years, kindergarten, first grade, pre-K. So that's my background, education. And then, I got burnt out teaching. I was teaching out in Durham at the time, and I just felt a push, from God to kind of shift my focus to something that I really, really wanted to do.
Right.
So when I had my daughter, Kayla, who's now 12, I was, 20 when I had her. So I made a lot of sacrifices and, picked a career that was going to work with me being a single parent at the time because I was.
Right.
And teaching and being in education just was convenient and it worked for me. I love kids.
With your schedule too, right?
Yeah, with my schedule too and her schedule and her being in school, it just worked out that was the best career choice for me. I didn't want something that took all of my time away from her because I was the only one at the time. So, with that being said, I fast forwarded and I just, like I said, I felt this push, honestly from God to really, really do my passion during that time. God gave me the vision for my cosmetic line.
Right.
And, beauty and fashion has always been something that I wanted to pursue and I wanted to do. But I just, made other sacrifices because that was what needed to be done at the time.
Right.
And then I just got to a point where I was like, I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life. I want to work for I want to work for myself. I want to do something that I really love that I know I can do in my sleep. And, beauty, the beauty industry was that. I wanted to create a cosmetic line that supported not just women, but also young girls as well. And I wanted to incorporate Kayla into it because, she's a part of our future. I'm sure a lot of you know that Black women are very unrepresented in the beauty industry. A lot of times when you walk through a regular retail store, you don't see a lot of African-American faces, period.
No, you don't.
We're just now really starting to see beauty lines.
I'm glad you said that. I don't want to cut you off or anything,
go ahead.
But one of my friends, she was like how her daughter was, her daughter is I think she's 16, 17 now. And she was talking about how the very first time she started wearing makeup, and she had to go to she went to Walmart. She wasn't dance.
Okay.
She went to Walmart. She had to wear makeup. and she was looking for a picture of her on the makeup.
Yeah.
And she didn't see
Anything.
like none at all. So she said she came back home and she was like, Mom, like I couldn't find any makeup for us. Like, should I create a makeup line?
Yeah.
And her mother said at the time, she was like, girl, ain't nobody going to buy your makeup. That's what her mom said. She felt so bad for telling her daughter that, because she was like, they don't make it for us. So she was discouraging her, like, oh, nobody's gonna buy your makeup because you're a Black girl.
Yeah. I think we are just now really starting to see Black-owned,
years ago.
yeah,
too.
Black-owned beauty brands get recognition that they deserve. I think Rihanna did a great thing when she came up with Fenty Beauty, because that was a really big deal for us,
Right,
because it was
right.
like we, a lot of times they don't have our shades, especially darker skin shades.
Yeah.
They don't even offer those.
Look, it's hard for me. Like, I was trying to order not Bare Mineral, Luminous or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
They sent me like about maybe 15, maybe 9, not 15, but 9 shades, and none of them worked for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like I spent all this money and it don't work.
That's the hard, and that's the hard thing. It's just like, like I said, I wanted to create a line that supported young Black girls as well, because when you go into the kids section, a lot of times you see these Disney characters and they are white, and, if I'm just being 110 completely honest, I want my daughter to see someone that looks like her,
right?
And it's not a matter of, I don't even want to say it's a matter of race or racism or anything like that, but we just are. We've always been unrepresented, just period, as Black people. But, in the beauty industry, we have not been looked at as, something that's pretty for a long time. That's just like when, the natural hair movement started. And, when we first started out, everybody was getting relaxers because, we all wanted our hair straight. You know what I mean? We all wanted our hair straight until we realized how damaging it was. And it was like, okay, everybody's going natural. This is a thing. We need to join the movement now.
Right.
And so I think, we're starting to slowly see some changes, but there's still a lot of work to be done. And I wanted to be a part of that change. So that's really where the cosmetic line came from.
That's
started.
Awesome. And recently, you just had your line in one of the store in Manhattan. You want to share that?
So that kind of came all of a sudden. I know that sounds kind of crazy. Not all of a sudden, but because I count everything that happens to me a blessing. But it was something I applied for, and then they were basically like, if we like you, we'll reach back out to you, type of thing.
Right.
And I was just like, okay, not really thinking I was going to get a response back. And so when I did, I was like kind of shocked. I was like, no, is this like real?
Right.
Like, oh yeah, let me check it, check all the credentials and all that.
Right.
So I just recently traveled to New York to see my cosmetic brand in Manhattan, New York. I'm originally from Long Island, New York. So hey, to all my New Yorkers out there. So it was a really big deal to me because that's home to me. And so to kind of go full circle from where I grew up at, and then like have my first cosmetic products to actually be in stores in New York, it was a really like, I don't know, it's just like life changing, I guess you could say, because it
That's amazing, though.
You just you don't get the opportunity, especially as a small business owner. Like I'm in my second solid year of business, and you just you don't see that all the time. Because
you're not teaching, and mind you, y'all, she's not teaching no more.
I'm not teaching anymore.
She made the jump. Like, how Steve Harvey was saying, jump and do it. You definitely went all out. You quit your job. You're focusing on your business now.
I pursued it 110%. Now, I would not recommend just quitting your job. However, I did have some money saved up and stuff like that. So, and I have a great support system. Back then it was different because I was a single parent, so I was doing everything by myself. But Chris has been very supportive, and that has really helped out a lot.
Look at you blushing
for me to pursue my dreams. So that's that's a plus. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad like that happened to you because a lot of people, some people are scared to just make that jump
Yeah.
and just focus
But
on.
see, the jump was based on, and this is where I always tell people, like, people are like, oh, I have faith in God. I believe,
Mhm.
but a lot of times it really just boils down to the fact that, either you have the faith or you don't.
Right.
So when you, right now, I'm sorry, because that's over here recording me.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Christelle got me all sidetracked. I'm sorry, guys. So when I took that leap of faith, it was I went through a lot emotionally because it was a lot of prayer, and a lot of me just really trusting God, which I've had to do on several different occasions in my life. So I wasn't skeptical of whether or not God was going to provide for me and make a way. But when you actually see things kind of, unfold, and you're like, okay, God, I see you out there working for me,
Right.
then it's your heart is just kind of full because you just know that, God is just by your side. So
Right.
that's
Right. That's amazing. I am so proud of you. If I haven't already, I think I already told you, but if I haven't,
She has already told me.
Yeah, I am proud of you, and I'm glad you took that leap of faith and you did it because that's just proof that it's doable. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it is. It's doable,
especially for us Black women.
Yeah, you definitely have to pursue your dreams. I know there's a lot of I mean, Christelle knows I have a crazy story behind me, being a single parent for so long. But I think, also being a single parent has given me the type of courage and the type of strength that I never thought I would ever have. So it's kind of molded me into who I am right now for this moment, for this time, right?
Right.
So I'm thankful for all the lessons and all the heartbreak and everything else that came in between that because I feel like I'm, at my best.
Yeah.
And
I mean, what else can you ask for if you feel like you're already on top of the world?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
I still got a long way to go.
I mean, my
dreams are real big,
limited,
though.
Right? Like dream big. That's the biggest thing. Like just go big or go home. Like
go big or go home.
Like there's businesses that I have that other people don't know about because I don't want. Like I just feel like us Black women too. If somebody know this is your in your not necessarily in your circle. That's why I really wanted to do the brunch with Queen, just to empower women, knowing that there's other women out there doing the same thing as
that you're doing,
or going through the same thing that you're going through, and then you could all come together and support one another and be there for each other. Because the Mary over there and her friends are supporting each other. Why we can't support each other? You know what I mean?
I think that's the hardest thing is that society, not just us, but society has painted this picture that we don't stick together, right? So, when you think about Black women and all the images that are out there right now, it is hard because you automatically assume, and see, I went to a HBCU, right? And I came in contact with Black professors that were really in my corner, and then I came in contact with some really unsupportive Black women that look like me. And I hate to say that. Shouts out to all my Eagles out there, NCCU in the house. But yeah, I mean, I had a mix, right? So when I'm looking at somebody that's a reflection of me, and you're not even trying to assist me or try to help me, it makes me discouraged about me wanting to bond or me wanting to create those friendships within my community because here you are a professor, right? And you're telling me that I can't do certain things, but I look like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was one of my biggest reasons for going to HBCU because I was just like, I want to be, around my community. I want to be around my people. I want to learn,
And that's the one thing that, we always talk about where people don't want to see you win.
Yeah, there are some people that don't want to see you win.
Or you could be doing something, hey, let's do this together. And someone could take it totally wrong way. Oh, or people don't want to share their ideas and stuff with you because they feel like you're going to take that away from them. No, it's not that. The whole thing, the main goal is for you to share with other people. That way you have support systems. You have people who are like you that can help you. Or, what if with that event?
Right.
Like,
yeah, I mean, but I also am a true believer that if you're not a giver, then you
then
can't
you will
expect
not
to get things in
right,
return,
right,
and
you
I'm
will
just
not
talking about
receive.
from a spiritual aspect to bring God back
Right.
into it. Like, everything that you go through is not just for you, it's for you to be a blessing to
To
somebody
other people,
else.
because
Right?
you know me, and you know I'm a true believer that whatever you go through it for a reason. So you can
Right.
either help the next person or teach the next person.
So that's a
how to
mature
do this.
that's for me, it's a maturity thing. Just because you think a certain way and you feel a certain way doesn't mean the next woman is going to, right? So,
Exactly. Well, I know a lot of people, in my life now that just feel like, hey, Krista, you shouldn't do that. But, they don't know my life. So, it is what it is at the end of the day. But yeah, I am so glad you're here. Again, thank you for sharing. Can you tell how people can find you or
yes.
anything you want to share?
My social media, my IG for Keisha Elise Cosmetics is KE_cosmetics. So you can find me there on Instagram, on Facebook. It's at Keish Cosmetics. That's KEISH Cosmetics, all one. And then my website is www.kecosmetics.com. So you guys can check out the website. And if you are in the New York area and you happen to be listening to this, you can check out my products at Flying Solo in Manhattan, New York at 420 West Broadway.
Okay, you remember the address?
Yeah, sure. I sure did.
Okay.
I sure did.
Oh yeah, and then if y'all have any question or comments for her, you could message her on
I have like 3 different IGs.
Well, just get her email at Keish. What is it? Keish Cosmetic at gmail.com.
Keish Cosmetics, KEISH Cosmetics at gmail.com. And you can reach out to me there and I'll be sure to respond back.
So Keisha, do you have any advice for anybody who wants to start their own business? Like,
my advice to anybody that wants to start their own business: first, find your passion. Find what you could do. And if you didn't ever get paid for it, that's how you know it's your passion, something that you really, really love to do. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then see about how you can make that, make it profitable and make it a business. Because some people's passions,
right.
don't always turn into businesses, but they're passionate about it. So I think that's the two. No. And then the third, sorry, I got one more. And the third one, just take the leap of faith and just do it.
Right.
Because if you don't, you're always going to regret. There's always going to be that coulda, woulda, shoulda in your head. And I'm a person that doesn't like that. So I just say, if I fell at this, at least I can say I tried. But if you never try, how are you going to know?
How you don't know? Right. If you never try, how are you going to know?
How you going to know, Sway?
If you don't remember anything else from what she said, remember that. Because if you don't try, how you going to know it's not going to work for you? So just try, keep pushing, take a leap of faith. And that's the most important thing. If there's something you really want to do, go ahead and do it. Just do it. What's the worst that could happen? All you can do, you can either hear a no or it's not going to work. But at the end of the day, at least you try before you quit.
Your 100 no's could be one yes. So just remember that.
Exactly. So as you all know, this month is Sexual Violence Month. And I am a very big advocate for sexual violence because I went through that in my lifetime somewhere down the line. And what is sexual violence? Sexual violence is any sexual conduct. This could be sexual harassment, coercing, manipulating, threatening you into sexual activity, intimate partner rape, assault, someone having sex with you inappropriately or while you are sleeping, sexual exploitation, sex trafficking, and so on. So if y'all have any help, if you have any question or if you need any help, if you're going through anything that has to do with sexual violence, please hit up nccasa.org/get help. And the number is 1-800-656-HOPE. That's 1-800-656-4673. And you could call and you could talk to anybody during that day or the time. And if y'all have any question, just please don't hesitate to ask, because sharing your story is very important and we want to hear your story. Okay? All right. So, and with that being said, like I said, we do want to continue to talk about Black History Month and talk about, anybody in our community that's done something. So you know how we always talk about Rosa Parks, right?
Yes.
So, but did you also know that Claudette Colin was like one of the actual person too, beside Rosa Parks, that gave up her seat in the
Yes,
bus
I
in
actually,
Montgomery?
yeah, I think I read about her.
Okay, so I just want people to look her up. Don't just stop at Rosa Parks, but she did. She stood up. She didn't stop there. She got arrested. She was in the four. She was one of the four women who challenged the segregation law in courts. So look her up and empower her and share her stories. And yeah, do just make her proud. Okay. So anything else you want to add today, Keisha?
That's it.
It
I think
is.
that's it. I think I've summed up everything I needed to say
Okay.
today. No.
All right, guys, we're going to close up. If y'all have any questions, comments, or concern, please hit us up at lovelifeafter18@gmail.com or on our social media at love.lifeafter. And we are out. We'll see you next time.
Later.
I know I'm addicted. I know I'm addicted. No, I'm addicted.